A warm good evening to honorable present here. On behalf of School of Commerce, Finance and Accountancy, I wholeheartedly welcome you all for the guest lecture that is Emerging Technologies for Finance Professionals. Now I invite Soumya Singh from 4BComE to deliver the welcome address.
Thank you so much, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of School of Commerce, Finance and Accountancy, I, Soumya Singh, would like to welcome you all for the guest lecture on emerging technologies for finance professionals. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome our guest speaker, CA Dr. Gopal Krishna Raju, who is practicing chartered accountant, registered insolvency professional, and a registered valuer from Chennai. He has served for 9 years from 2010 till 2019 as Southern India Regional Council member of Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. Sir has been recently awarded doctorate in governance of GST in government sector by St. Mother Teresa University, Melbourne, Australia. A passionate writer on technology and taxation in numerous journals and newspaper, columnist in Tamil Daily, The Hindu Tamil, and Weekly Tamil magazines. As a versatile speaker, Sir has addressed more than 500 meetings on GST to various forums, including professional bodies, Chamber of Commerce, Industry, and Trade Association in both English and Tamil. I would also like to welcome our Director and Dean, Father Josie P. George, our Academic Coordinator, Father Arun Anthony, our Head of Department, Dr. Sumitra Binu, our Program Coordinator, Dr. Vandana Bhagat, and our event organizer, Dr. Mahesh Kumar. Last but not the least, I would like to welcome all the students to this event. Without any further delay, I hand over the session to Sir. So over to you.
Very good afternoon to one and all. At the outset, let me thank Christ University at Pune, Lavasa, for giving this wonderful opportunity to share my thoughts on the latest technologies, especially for the emerging the finance professionals. I understand that across the country, this campus is a very unique and maybe a forward thinking campus, because their undergraduate program is based on data analytics, which is very, very latest. You have various, what do you call it, as avatars or verticals now under BCom syllabus, especially over the past 20 years. And I'm very glad to know that this campus has chosen BCom to specialize under data analytics. And I have a particular reason to mention this. So before I go into the topic, I want to first highlight one very, very important aspect. This is India Skills Report 2021. You can actually Google this and download it. It is a 62-page report. And under this particular report, I have to mention one very, very important thing. These are all the soft skills that are vital, like problem solving, communication, active learning, digital dexterity, analytical and critical thinking. And please look at the technical skills in demand. Python programming, number 1. Neural networks, number 2. Cloud computing, supply chain, and general statistics, which is most relevant for data analytics. Now, this is the top 5 technical skills and the top 5 soft skills that is required. And I want to mention one more very, very important thing. This is the skill gap that is available in the market as of today, 2021. This report has been identified that there is a lot of scope for people who are graduates and postgraduates and finance professionals who have a very good ground work, especially in data science, in data analytics, artificial intelligence, and neural language processing. So my sincere appreciation to event coordinator, Dr. Mahesh Kumar, and both the student coordinators, Soumya and Pavni, for being part of this program at the front end and enabling this particular program. I will take you into this. I'll take maximum of 30 to 40 minutes to present my thoughts on this, and especially the importance of emerging technologies along with data sciences, and especially from a finance background. Those who are coming from an accounting, management, finance background, how significant and how important these courses are. And I want to also mention the report which has been brought out. It is called the Future of Skills report. This is 2020 Future of Skills report by LinkedIn. And the top 5 soft skills and top 10 hard skills. Please look at both. And a few of those hard skills, please look at blockchain, cloud computing, and business analysis. And you can even look at artificial intelligence. So these are all some of the top hard skills. And those who have, so it is not understanding commercial laws and mathematical skills. So it is above that. So those are all fundamental knowledge that is required. And above the fundamental knowledge, what is today expected by corporates is the skill set which has been listed out here. And I'm very happy to note that Lavasa campus of Christ named University, they have actually understood this and enabling the future youngsters in this particular direction. I want to mention one more aspect that the term called data scientist, maybe data engineer, you can even mention in whatever name you can say. The skills required for this particular job is machine learning, Python, and data sciences, knowledge about how the information has to be processed and raw data, how it should be processed and stored in a data warehouse and how it has to be accessed. So this is fundamental. So maybe I may not go much detail into the technical aspect, but I want to actually share with you some of the application part of it. I repeat, the application part of it, and I'll try to connect with you the various opportunities that exist as of today. Now, let me directly go to the various emerging technologies. And with the available time, I'll try to
sorry for disturbing. Can you stop the chat, sir? Chat box. Is there any possibility to stop the chat box?
Oh, okay. Just give me a minute. Yeah, I have blocked that user. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Right. So, yeah. So what I will do now, I'll take you through some of the emerging technologies and the significance of these technologies in finance profession. So let me first start with the artificial intelligence. Otherwise, in short, we can call it as AI. And what is this? And what are all the activities in it? And what are the real life examples? And how it is impacting our life? And especially one example I will take in finance application, like in banking. Okay. Now, let me first explain what artificial intelligence is all about. See, today, anything with respect to, generally we say, is there, if there is any issues, problem solving. Okay. So every day there will be challenges. And how do we face the challenges? With the two things. One, education. Second is experience. And what do you mean by experience? So that is why we go to gray-haired people. So grandparents, grandfather, grandmother, senior people, experienced people. So we go there, we share our challenges, and they come out with solutions. Now, how is this possible? Very good. Because that is a human capability to assimilate and then come out with some solution, because their experiences will guide, okay, don't go like this, you go like this. So don't take a left turn, take a right turn. So please look at some of the examples of artificial intelligence. So intelligence is actually something connected with human beings. And artificial intelligence is it possible to convert that or bring that intelligence to machines? So that means whatever is there inside the human brain as data. What is even inside human brain there is data. Huge data is there. And I have to mention one more aspect when I'm speaking about artificial intelligence, that our human brain has not been utilized more than 10 to 12%. Even the greatest scientist of 20th century, Albert Einstein, his brain has been active. I mean, the maximum capacity that has been utilized by Albert Einstein is only 16 or 17% maximum. So that means more than 80% of our brain is unused. And just imagine if we try to use that. And please understand that whenever our eyes are closed, somebody will talk. And based on the way people speak, we'll recognize who is that. The way they walk, the shoe sound, and we'll try to understand who they are. So that is called speech recognition. Learning by seeing, especially children. I must tell you, the kids, okay, babies, kids, boys, girls, how they grew up. They learn by seeing what people are doing, what parents are doing. So the first teachers for the boys and girls are their parents. Okay. So they learn by looking at them. They learn by looking at the people. So that is so by seeing, by hearing, by reading, by looking at the moving objects and motion pictures. So we try to actually register, okay, this is how we need to touch, this is how we need to speak. So problem solving. So how do we keep left in road? Whenever there is a red color, how do we stop? And whenever there is a violation, how do we actually handle it? So every step in life is actually gives you a learning, and that learning we call it as an intelligence. Is it possible to emulate this in a machine? To some extent, we can do it. And I want to mention that you have a lot of what do you call it as courses with respect to artificial intelligence, and this is one such course I want to mention. This is Swayam. I repeat, this is Swayam of Ministry of Education, and where they conduct program. And just now the course have started on 7th of January 2021, and it will end on this month and 30th April, and their exam is on 8th of May. And similar programs are being conducted. And these are, and how many people have enrolled? Please look at 14,000 people have enrolled for this particular course. So please
welcome friends to the course on AI.
So this is a course on artificial intelligence, and please look at there are 15-week program, and I understand that part of this is already there in your syllabus also. Okay, and don't stop with this. Try to actually, and for every type of emerging technology, I'll be giving the connector to all this. And I'll give some of the real life examples of artificial intelligence, especially banking and finance. And today, your smartphone is having artificial intelligence. So now, what is that? For example, whenever you try to book a ticket, especially why you book a ticket. You even search for what do you call it as a particular flight. Okay, so from Bengaluru to Kolkata or Bengaluru to Dehradun, you want to actually travel. So you have actually searched certain flights from Bengaluru to, you want to reach the destination called Dehradun, but you have not booked a flight. So what will happen? These data are captured, and your backend, there will be a connect with your requirement, and there will be some suggestions. There will be some what do you call it as information that will be passed on to you. Oh, you are just now you are planning to go to Dehradun on 1 week time. Don't worry. These are all the suggested hotels. These are all the suggested places you can stay. These are all the suggested spots you can visit. Like that, it is there. So you have not asked anybody. Generally, who will maybe 20-30 years back, whenever you have to visit somebody, you will call, you use a phone call, you will dial, and then you will call your friend or a relative there, and you will ask them, please tell what is the best place to visit and all. Today, it is not so. All this is now available as a data bank, and your requirement is connected with the data bank, and it will pull out the information and it shows to you. Okay, so now this is one example. So navigation and travel, this is what I have given. Banking also, now I'll give you an example of banking. For example, pattern recognition in banking. See, burst in deposits, number of transactions and amount. Now, in KYC, what is called know your customer, whenever the customer is doing a very suspicious transaction, how do you, how the system will send alert for suspicious transaction? For example, this happened in New Delhi, where somebody deposited 1.79 crores as cash, and then immediately he converted that money into 18 demand draft of 10 lakh each. Is this a normal transaction? No. That's called burst in deposits and withdrawal. So that will be what do you call it as tagged, or it will be listed out as whenever such kind of some abnormal transaction happens, immediately it will capture the attention and it should highlight or it will be tagged as a suspicious transaction. And I must tell you that the KYC, know your customer guideline, they mention that every bank, they have to give 3 types of report. One is called cash transaction report, CTR. Then STR, suspicious transaction report. And counterfeit currency notes, counterfeit currencies and fake documents, documents which are not real. Whenever this comes to the attention of the banker, immediately they have to tag that information or input that information in the system. It will be captured across the country and it will be reported. It will be reported to the respective regulators. And there is a, what do you call it as anti-terrorism. Okay, so anti-terrorism wing where financial, so anti-financial terrorism wing, where they will collect this information and they will disseminate this information across the country to the respective regulators. So pattern recognition in banking. So how do I recognize this pattern? I will inbuilt in the system application software. So rather than a human being recognizing this pattern, the machine, based on the transaction, it will recognize the pattern and it will inform the respective regulators. So that is what we call it as burst in deposits, burst in withdrawal. Okay, and not only that, you can even look at sizable increase in cash to non-cash transaction ratio, like large cash deposits and cash withdrawal. So there will be more money that will be coming in the form of credits, bank to bank transfer, but withdrawal will be more, cash withdrawal, or reverse. Cash deposits are more, and from this account the transfer to other accounts will happen. So both are abnormal transactions. So it will immediately take that. So all these are artificial intelligence. So you inbuilt this as part of the application software itself, which will be a control. Thereby it will highlight to the bankers, to the respective officers who are responsible for this. Okay, so all these are some of the examples with respect to pattern recognition. Good. So I don't want to take much of the time with respect to this, because I have other examples also to share with you. Now let me take you to blockchain. This is the next emerging technology, and I'm sure all of you will be aware about what do you call it as. So this is the online course which I referred for the artificial intelligence. Just go through and find out to what extent these courses can help you. And I want to mention one more thing, that this is your regulation, UGC regulation. For example, what is this? This is your UGC regulation, which stipulates that you are eligible for credit. For example, University Grants Commission, Open and Distance Learning Regulation, UGC, Online Courses and Program Regulation. Now, both have been updated to, so UGC, Open and Distance Learning Program and Online Program Regulation 2020. So in this, they speak about credit. So that means whenever you complete a SWAYAM program, okay, you are eligible for a equivalent unit credit in your course also. And I am sure an university like Christ, deemed to be an university, they would have taken note of this particular regulations and will be giving due credit when you complete a SWAYAM program. Good. Now, coming to blockchain. Now, before explaining to you what a blockchain is, today I'll take you to a very important, so this is a course on blockchain. Okay. And please look at this. This is a course on blockchain. So this is a course on blockchain, and I'll just share with you. Look at this. This is a free course. This is a free course, actually, my dear friends. This is IIT Kanpur. They are. This is an IIT Kanpur program. So just go through this and find out what is all this. But I'll try to explain now what is this. Okay. Now let me take an example. See, today in the finance field, especially when the accounts has to be closed on year end, most important thing is your financial statements audit. They have to confirm, especially with respect to creditors and debtors. These balances has to be confirmed. So not only that, there will be so many other transactions also, like investments. How do we confirm that these your FD account, FD balances, bank balances, and your investment balances, your sundry debtors closing balances, creditors closing balances, the loans and advances balances? How do you actually confirm all this figure? It generally will take time. So blockchain will actually change this. Now we call this as a triple ledger accounting. We call this as a triple ledger. Generally, you have a transaction mean two parties will be there. So the loan is giver and loan receiver. That's only two parties. So the loan giver will enter a transaction that he has advanced money, so he will be his in his asset side. So loan giver, loan receiver. For loan receiver, it is a liability. For loan giver, it is an asset. That's all. Now, imagine this transaction is reflected in a third ledger. Third ledger, and that particular transaction will be locked or digitally signed by both the parties using their public key infrastructure, using their private key, because this public infrastructure will have both the public key and the private key. This public key will be shared with the blockchain, what do you call it, as a person who is actually managing, or the entity which is managing the data, and the private key will be with them. So the data will actually be kept in your third party ledger or your third ledger, and that particular transaction will be confirmed by both the parties using their private key. And if at all I have to change, for example, I have given 10 crore money to A has given 10 crore money to B. So 10 crore will be there. Now I will add interest. The moment I add interest, he will also put this private key and confirm it. So now, for example, interest is 12%. So 1.2 crore. So 10 crore plus 11.2 crore. 11.2 crore is the balance. So the moment I update that transaction will not be updated unless another he confirms through his private key. Very good. Now, what is the point here? I will only update my accounts, but he doesn't confirm. Then your balances doesn't get reconciled. Very important. See, this account reconciliation is a very, very important aspect in today's thing. So that is why third ledger, what you call as a distributed ledger technology. So distributed ledger technology, it is programmable, it is distributed. So why distributed? Data is here as well as it is also there in a third party. So an immutable. What is immutable? Once it is transaction is done. It is not reversible. Okay, mutable means it is reversible, it is divisible. But immutable means once validated, it is irreversible. Done is done. Okay, time stamped. So when the transaction was happened, when it was updated, and that updated transaction, when the other party actually confirmed it, everything will be there. So therefore, people cannot go back. No, the other party, no, I am not, I don't know this amount. I will not confirm this. I will not pay this. So all the jagada, jamela and all can be removed. Why? Because both the parties are in sync with that particular information. So slowly this particular technology will be used for what do you call it, as sensitive transactions, and then it will go. And I want to make one more very important observation. One of the application of blockchain is your digital currency. What do you call it as cryptocurrency? And cryptocurrency buyer seller, and there will be a cartel. And that cartel will have a server, and the server you can actually buy and sell the digital currency, and digital currency will be in digital format only. It will not be. So therefore, you can even store it in your mobile and see what is your closing balance. And the moment you want to actually use the digital currency and you want to convert that to some other purchase, yes, you have to use your private key and you have to transfer it. So that means from your third party ledger, you are actually transferring that to another part. So he has to confirm, you should also confirm through the private key. So that is an application of blockchain. The cryptocurrency is an application of blockchain. But currently in India, Reserve Bank of India, they have given two circulars. One circular is in 2013, where they have said prohibition of digital currency. Other is called virtual currency. It is called virtual currency. So your cryptocurrency is a common term, and your digital currency is actually a what do you call it as a legal term or a formal term. So virtual currency is actually prohibited by Reserve Bank of India in 2013. And later part of it, in 2018, they brought one more notification. That notification is addressed to all the banks under which Reserve Bank will be regulating them. And there is a very clear-cut direction. So those who are coming under me, okay, those Reserve Bank of India is regulating, they are not supposed to deal with virtual currency. And if anybody else is dealing with virtual currency, they are doing it at their own risk. This was mentioned even in 2013 notification of Reserve Bank of India, also in 2018. So just go through and find out. So you can actually have that. I will share with you the notifications here. Please look at this. So this is your RBI virtual currency notification. So this is that notification. Please look at this. So this is your 2013 notification, 24th of December 2013, where RBI cautions users of virtual currencies against risk. Okay, for your kind, please look at this. The RBI has mentioned that it has been looking at the development of Bitcoins, Litecoins, BBQ coins, Doji coins, etc. And they have actually presently examining issues with respect to usage holding and including foreign currency and payment system. And they made it very clear. They have cautioned the users, including Bitcoin, about potential frauds. So RBI cautions. And in 2018, they have prohibited the entities which are regulated by Reserve Bank of India. That means commercial banks, regional, rural banks, cooperative banks, all have been prohibited, cautioned and prohibited not to deal with virtual currencies. That means if as a company, as an individual, you are dealing with virtual currency, you can do it at your own risk. So that is with respect to blockchain. And these are some of the courses of blockchain. Please look at this. So this is another course. So this is a Swayam course, almost the same course. Okay, you can go and look at all this. So I will share all this with you. You can go and see that. So these are all courses. This course is actually an 8-week course, an elective course. So and they update all this, and these are all the course layout. Just go through this and find out what is in it. Third, I will take you to cloud computing. Now, for your kind information, cloud computing today, it is you are using as part of it. You are using as part of it. Maybe I'll give you some of the real life examples. So your Dropbox. What is your Dropbox? Whenever you are not able to share a very big file, because Gmail can only share up to 25 MB. Beyond that, it may not share. So then if the file size is too big, maybe a video or something, very high definition picture where the size is huge and a lot of documents you want to share, then you will put that in Dropbox and you will give a connect. So the Dropbox facility, so where is Dropbox? Where are you dropping it? So you are uploading your data to a cloud and you give a particular key to the user, and that particular, for example, an email ID. So that email ID only can actually open that particular file. So he can actually download it. So Dropbox. So you go and drop that, and then you take it. Facebook is actually an example of cloud computing. Now, where is Facebook? You are able to see it in your mobile. You are able to see it in your laptop. But where these datas are there in cloud. So basically, cloud is where data are stored. Is it only storage? No. Please look at this. Storage means, for example, it is infrastructure as a service. You can even have a platform as a service and software as a service. For example, today, I want to mention that people are moving from what do you call it as accounting software, which is installed on your desktop or a laptop, to cloud accounting, where the application software need not be installed on your machine. The application software will be in cloud. A part of that software will be in your machine. So part of the software. So you only to get connect to that. So immediately open it, user ID, password, put it, and then it will get connected. So quick, so fast. So what is required is only, I'll just share with you some interesting slogan given by the NASSCOM first chief, the NASSCOM first chairman. Okay, his name is Divang Mehta. He is a chartered accountant. He died at a very young age, so he is late CA Divang Mehta. He mentioned that there are 3 basic needs of human being: roti, kapda, or makan. But he said no, there are 4 basic needs. What is that? Roti, kapda, makan, or connectivity. So today for cloud computing, what you need is connectivity. And you need a machine, that's all. Just open it and connectivity anywhere. So that is why it is what do you call it? It's becoming smart cities now. So one of the very important objectives of smart city is that entire city will be given Wi-Fi. Okay, and today we have cloud computing application for banks, for financial services. Your IRCTC railway booking site is actually in cloud. For your information, huge data. So your machine will actually can hold only a few amount of data. So therefore today people are moving to cloud, and whether it is Android phone or iPhone, what they say, you have a cloud account and you try to have a backup of your entire what do you call it as your phone in cloud, so that whenever you miss your or your machine is damaged or it is missed, don't worry. You buy one more hardware, connect it to your cloud, and you will get the entire what do you call it as your mobile back. So exactly same. What mobile you originally had, the same will come. So you can get a clone of your mobile. So that means your data should be there somewhere. Okay. Healthcare. Today, patients' records are to be stored. Where I will store? Bundle of paper? No. The entire patient records, there will be one patient ID, that's all. And all the scanned reports, everything is only attached to that. So you need huge data. So healthcare. Today, some of the companies are actually managing huge Novartis. Novartis is a very big, what you call a healthcare company. So there is a company in Chennai. They are managing the entire database of the Novartis group of hospitals. Okay, across the globe. And which company? There is a Chennai-based company is only doing it. So for healthcare. So that is a cloud company which is managing. Okay, education. Now, I'm sure everybody will agree that today we have moved from even children, for that matter. It will be very difficult to actually see this change. Maybe especially from a teacher's perspective, that you have to teach kids only through online. So it is very difficult. But we must say the pandemic has actually made this possible. Maybe I don't see this as a compulsion, but I see it as a very positive change in the mindset of the teaching faculty. And youngsters, we need not tell them, they are adaptable, especially 2000 kids. The 90s kids or 70s, 80s kids are the most challenging kids. But 2000 kids are not challenging, especially with respect to technology. Government, my goodness, today all e-governance, you name the ministry, whether the Chennai Corporation, whether any of the Bangalore Corporation, whether it is Pune Corporation or Mumbai Corporation, everybody, they are moving their database to cloud. And you need not visit them. You have to only connect it and then give your information, have a user ID password, and then use your Aadhaar, use your credentials, and try to connect all services with that. So we call that as e-governance. So all these are real life examples, and today these things are happening. And I want to give only one example. Please look at all these features of cloud computing. Okay, so especially these are all some of the features. Okay, security, measured service, economical, automatic. So that is why companies are moving towards it. So they don't want huge machines. They'll only have a, what do you call it, as one keyboard and one monitor, and then wire connecting, and then connectivity. That's all, network, like what Divang Mehta said. That's all simple. Okay, so there are three types of service model. This is what I must actually mention here: SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS. Okay, software as a service. So an example for a SaaS is your what do you call it as your cloud accounting. So today people are moving towards cloud, and there is an Atmanirbhar product which is Zoho. Zoho Books is a SaaS product, and that company itself is a SaaS company. So SaaS means not the SaaS and Bahu, that is different. So this is software as a service. So you need not download the software, and you need not kill the space of your machine. So the software will be there, the application will be there in the cloud. So part of that, maybe a percent or 2% of that only will reside in your system, only to get connect to that software service. And all your accounting can be uploaded there with a small space, and there will be user ID password given, so that and you can have as many accounts as possible. Okay, so you want to have sub accounts, or you want to have as many users, you can have it. So anywhere you can actually log in. You don't need you need not come to your office and then do that working. So that is why the concept of work from home came. Work from home is possible because software was provided as a service. Platform is provided as a service. Today, what do you mean by platform? Your operating system itself, today there is a big question. Do you need operating system to be part of your machine? That is a question. So that is why computers are becoming thinner and thinner and thinner. Why? So software is put in cloud. Operating system you want to put in cloud, you can put it. So today, app development. You mean to say, whenever you download an app, I repeat, whenever you download an app, do you mean to say that the app is able to have all the informations with this? No, no. App requires platform as a service. So that is why we call it a subject and object. Okay. Subject is here, but the object is in the cloud. So your application is in your, what do you call it, as your mobile. So for example, you have various applications. Like for example, you have a YouTube as an YouTube app is there. YouTube app is there. You mean to say that the entire videos are here? No. From the YouTube, you have to type what video you want to enter. Then through the network, it will get connected to that particular server and then it will pull and then it will show. That is what is called platform as a service. So for app, messaging, dashboards, integration, you can give. So build with it. So you want to actually, some of the kids, they want to actually develop new softwares. Okay, what do you call it as new softwares? So they need not have tools at all. All tools are there in the cloud. You can download the tool and then you can integrate it and you can develop a new tool. Okay, so all these are possible. So use it, build with it, move to it. So networking, security, scalability, you need not keep it with you. You can keep that in cloud and thereby your focus can be only on the business. So that is the example with respect to cloud computing. Now I'm coming for the most important aspect called data analytics. Okay, so we have very limited time. I will take another maximum 10 more minutes. So these are the this is with respect to the cloud computing courses. So this is the cloud computing courses. Please look at this. So this is another 8-week course on cloud computing. Okay, again by Swayam, and this is another course on data analytics by data analytics with Python. So this gentleman is a guy from Madras University only, Ramesh Anbananda. Okay, NPTEL online certification courses, data analytics with Python. I think this is one course which will sync with your course layout. Okay, part of this will be your course layout only. Now I don't want to spend much of the time here, but I'll try to actually take you through the application of data analytics and the significance in the finance field. Now, please look at this. Today's finance professionals' role has now become more of a data analyzer. So please look at this. From data, you need to clean the data, transform the data, and then you have the redundancy of information will be there. So remove the duplication and then bring it to an arranged format. Then only you do the analysis. So we call that as, first we call it as a data lake. From them, cleanse it, normalize it. So before you go for the analysis, you need to do a lot of things. We call it as cooking. Cooking means directly you cannot buy the vegetables and cook it. When you buy the vegetables, you have to clean it, you have to cut it, you have to size it, and then you have to keep all the items, ingredients. We cannot put straight away vegetables. There are certain things you have to put, and after that only the vegetables has to be put for proper cooking. So data analytics requires so many things. So that is why you have a lot of jobs today. And you know what is the fundamental academic qualification for all this? For example, don't be carried away by the word called analytics engineer or architect. Today, financial engineering doesn't mean that there is engineering in it. It means there are various, what do you call it, as financial products, a combination of the financial products. How do you bring it as a new product? So that is called financial engineering, especially in options, strategies. So you have single strategy, combine the strategy and bring that as one more new strategy. So that is what we call it as a financial engineering. So therefore, data engineer, he'll be given a task. See, you have huge data and we need to find a particular person from this Aadhaar database. Aadhaar database is 122 crore database. Aadhaar data, 122 crore, which includes biometric data. which includes biometric data, then how huge the database is. Now you have to find out one person. His name is called Ramesh. That's all. And some information is there that he is from so and so place. Now, how will you search it? So you need to first design some model and then search. For example, in banks, how will you search? There is a forensic analysis you have to do, fraud detection you have to do. So huge data are there. How this particular person has actually defrauded the creditor. So you need to actually devise some methods to analyze the data. So on which perspective? So whether you need to analyze the entire data or data pertaining to certain things. So then your range is reduced to a particular vertical. So these are all required, and especially the preparation of MIS and dashboards, including visualization solutions. These are all some of the verticals or job prospects with respect to data analytics, especially people who are having the skill set in finance and commerce. Now, last but not the least, I have the last 5 to 10 minutes. So I'll try to actually take you to IoT, Internet of Things. So this is, you also have, what is Internet of Things? Today, IoT is an application which is used everywhere. I'm telling you, everywhere. Now, why the word Internet is coming? Internet of Things describe the network of physical objects. Okay, things or objects that are embedded with sensors and other technologies for the purpose of connecting and exchanging data with other devices. I'll give a simple example. Today, people have an app. What do you call it as running app? So they'll download that running app and they have one device. They'll connect this to the hand here, and then the blood pressure, the running speed, how many kilometers you have run, so which area you have jogged, everything it will actually collect the data and keep it in the app. And that app you can actually see after your running is over, you can see your summary. And that summary, there are what do you call it as Facebook communities are there, Instagram communities are there, and you can actually share that to that particular community. So internet. So that is where internet is coming. So embedded with sensors. So sensor is there, it will capture the data, and another technology for the purpose of connecting and exchanging data. So that data is in your machine. You will connect that to the social networks and exchange the data with other devices, so cloud and systems over the internet. So that is what's called Internet of Things. For example, you test your sugar level, and there will be a device. It will measure, connect that to an app, upload it to the hospital data, and every day a doctor, when he opens it, the patient's data will be updated. He will immediately know that particular patient is actually normal. So it will give so it is Internet of Things. So he need not call the doctor every time. So the doctor will be monitoring electronically. So to this extent, it has been helping not only with respect to your own personal health, so not only healthcare. So I will now take you to the finance aspect and the other aspect. Now please look at this. Traffic management, monitoring air quality, public safety solutions, smart parking, smart lighting, smart waste collecting. So all these are some of the examples of Internet of Things. Now what is smart lighting? So light, the entire night, evening 6 o'clock, if it is on, next day morning till 6 o'clock it will be on. Is it required? Not required. Whenever the vehicle movement is seen, then only it should glow. When the vehicle movement is not there, it should off. Oh, that is called smart lighting. So that means to that extent you are saving electricity. So, and not only this, it will capture the data, store it here. So when this particular vehicle moved, and maybe if this is switched on to the nearby Wi-Fi, this data will be transmitted to the main server. And whenever there is a what do you call it as a perpetrator or a thief, he has been using that particular route, we can find out, oh yeah, it has captured the data here. This is the route that particular perpetrator has used it. So to that extent, the IoT applications are what do you call it as, very, very, it is spread across everywhere. So most important, smart parking. So today, parking lots have been developed, and you can actually look at whichever place you are going. So you can find out what is the present parking space available there, and what is the traffic, and till what time that particular space will be available for you to expected time. All those things you can actually plan and then go ahead. So that is the possibility, because every moment it is actually updating. So today, train status, live train status, you can see it is IoT application, live train status. So similar to live train status, live parking status, live lighting, and live smart waste collecting. What do you call waste collecting? So the vehicle need not move all the places. It will only move and stop where there is waste bins are there. So that means the days are not far off where every one of us will keep the waste bins, the green color, red color, and then automatically things will get scanned, because you have the street lights and scanners can be kept there. It will scan, okay, whether it is empty or full. So each of the street light, it can scan up to 10 or 20 houses, and then it will give information. So to the smart waste collecting, so they can actually, should they have to come daily once or daily twice, that is also, all this they can actually plan. So IoT applications are tremendous. And coming to finance, what is the implications of this? Number one, control. Where and all you can have control. Number two, most important is efficiency, improving efficiency, thereby cost reduction. If the efficiency is improved, reduction of cost will be there. Reduction of cost is there, profitability will improve. So to that extent, IoT has an application. So last but not the least, I'll take the last one more point, and after that I'll hand over the session back to that. And robotic process RPA. RPA has a tremendous application. I want to just share with you one very interesting video before
automation.
Please look at this.
This is Jim. He is an accountant in a multinational company. He handles several invoices and other financial records like monetary transactions, liabilities, checks, and ledgers on a daily basis. One of his tasks is to copy all the relevant information from these invoices, such as the name of the company, invoice ID, and data processing into a spreadsheet, and mail the sheet along with other financial reports to his superiors by the end of the day. As any prompt employee, he transfers all the information to the sheet, attaches the reports, and sends them over to his boss via email every day. But over a period, he starts finding this task to be time-consuming and repetitive. Frustrated, Jim looks for a way to reduce the time and effort it takes to complete the task. And voila! He stumbles across robotic process automation, aka RPA. Using robotic process automation, he builds a simple bot that extracts information from several invoices into an Excel sheet, attaches all the necessary financial reports, and sends them over to his superiors via email at a specific time every day. So, what exactly is robotic process automation? Robotic process automation, RPA, is the use of software with artificial intelligence and machine learning capabilities to handle high-volume repetitive tasks that previously required humans to perform. Some of these tasks include addressing queries, making calculations, maintenance of records, and performing transactions. There are several misconceptions about RPA. RPA is not a humanoid robot. It does not have a physical form and no resemblance to humans. RPA cannot
So guys, RPA is not a robo. Just because robotic is there, it is not robo. It is the repetitive process will be automated. Thereby, human beings are not involved. Thereby, the systems will take care of it. So that is why when the moment you make it automation, they use a word called robotic, meaning humans are not done, machines do it. So that doesn't mean use a robo. You automation it. You automate it. For example, that is an example we just now saw. So whichever is repetitive process in an organization, you can actually automate it. By automating it, it has to extract data, you have to give reports. So should you have to do it Can it be automated? Yes, it can be automated. You have to find the solutions. So therefore, as a finance professional, you have to be very clear with your domain knowledge, and maybe the automation part of it, your colleague who is good in the the software side, he will come with the solution with respect to making the automation part of it, and thereby that application will help you to actually reduce the time, improve the efficiency, and accuracy is possible. Improved employee moral. Why? Because he will get more time to focus on not on mundane things but on the important things. Productivity will increase, and non-invasive technology, it doesn't actually impact your business or your work at all. Compliance. So thereby, once you do the automation, automatically the time will be there for you to do the regulatory compliance. So everything is possible. So guys, it is now 4:25. I must actually compliment the entire team at Christ University, Pune Lavasa campus for giving this wonderful opportunity to me to share my thoughts on the 6 emerging topics, especially on artificial intelligence, blockchain, data analytics, Internet of Things, robotic process automation, and cloud computing. Hope I have, with the available time, I have given the necessary inputs to take it forward. I'll be open for any questions, maybe to share further inputs on it. Thank you very much.
Yes, if you have any questions, you can put in chat box. Dear students. Shall we conclude, sir? I think no questions.
Somebody is asking, do we need coding skills for all this? No, not required. You need to only understand your domain. What is your domain? Your domain is accounting, your domain is commerce, your domain is business management, and your domain is business loss. Be thorough in this domain, and coding can be done. That is a different domain. So you need not worry about being a software guy. You need to only be a domain specialist, business specialist, business analyst. Yeah, maybe you can close the session.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the wonderful session. Now I invite Pune Arora from to BComB to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, CA Gopal, sir, for such an insightful session about the analytical tool and automation technology in the financial field. Dr. Gopal Krishnaraju is a chartered accountant by profession and a registered valuer in SFA, and his outtake on the new technologies, AI, different platforms for analysis, softwares, and handling of so much data altogether has given us a lot of information about analysis, process, and automation. We thank our director and dean, Father Josie P. George, and academic coordinator, Father Arun Anthony, for giving us this opportunity to explore more and showing our fields. We thank our HOD, Dr. Sumitra Binu, Program Coordinator, Dr. Vandana Bhagat, and our event organizer, Dr. Mahesh Kumar, for giving us this opportunity and experience. I thank all the members of School of Commerce, Finance and Accountancy. All the participants have been concentrating and eager to learn about the same. It was a great turnout. So I request all the students and participants to fill the feedback form to help us know the experience. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. I will contact you, sir.